Good morning, angels. It's Jules Ellen from Catalyst Plus. I'm your queen calculator. Today I thought I would try to be a little bit tech savvy and do a screen share. So hopefully this is working for you all. Now, I've got a really awesome question. I've been getting lots and lots and lots of questions about the JobKeeper payments and what actually has to happen for our employees and our employers to get reimbursed. Now, the question has been, do the employers need to pay the full JobKeeper rebate to the employee, and then get reimbursed in the future from the ATO? Or does the employee get paid the same amount upfront as the hours they've worked, and when the ATO pays the remainder to the employee gets that? So I think that's kind of the question. I've tried to nut it down because I had like a lot of questions about this. Basically, the rule is the JobKeeper, if the employer is eligible for the JobKeeper rebate, they then must get the nomination forms from the employees to say, yes, please apply for the JobKeeper on my behalf. And then at that point, they're able to pay the JobKeeper in good faith that the government's going to reimburse the business owner. So if the business owner says, yes, I'm applying for JobKeeper on your behalf, and don't pay the 2 fortnights that occur in the month of April before the 30th of April, no JobKeeper rebate will be paid to that employer, and everybody will be out of pocket. So I've just used a little example here to try to get this across the way, and I think I need to write a really big blog about it to explain it step by step. But in summary, and yes, you can all see I've been listening to a lot of Michael Jackson lately. So we've got our employees, and these are their normal fortnightly pays. So I've just used the fortnightly pay commencing the 30th of March, which ends on the 12th of the 4th, 2020, which is the first JobKeeper pay period. Okay. These are the normal pays that have been worked, and you can see that those fortnightly components that were worked has this amount of super guarantee. So this Lisa Marie doesn't have any because any super because she hasn't earned the $450 in the month at this first pay period of the month to get super guarantee. So then this here is the top up amount. So this top up amount is the worked pay less the $1,500 per fortnight, right? So the employer must pay this top up amount, this JobKeeper top up, in order to receive it. And then the JobKeeper, because they haven't had to pay that JobKeeper, there is no superannuation on it, right? So you can see that these 3 employees here get their $1,500 per fortnight, and this particular employee, Diana Dirty, she earns more than $1,500 a fortnight, so she just gets her normal wage. Okay, so she doesn't get any top up, if that makes sense, but she's still entitled to the JobKeeper. So if we come down here, this is the summary. if we don't claim the JobKeeper, this is the wage that the employer would have to pay, including superannuation. And with the JobKeeper, they're getting, hang on, did I do that? Yes. So there's 4 employee, yep, I just had a moment because I changed something. So yes, so that's the JobKeeper rebate that I'd have. So the net impact to the business would be $480.62. Now, the problem is this money, this JobKeeper rebate, at the end of the month, by the 5th day of the following month, we must have acquitted our employees, so who we've paid in the previous month for JobKeeper, and which employees have been paid the JobKeeper payment. So this normal pay needs to be processed in Xero as a JobKeeper worked, and this needs to be the JobKeeper top up. There is an update on Xero, and for those of you that are doing your own payroll, you might want to reach out to us. So this money here doesn't get paid to the employer until around the 15th of the following month, right? So you must have paid, as an employer, you must have paid the full $1,500 per fortnight to each employee, and classified it specifically on your payroll system as either JobKeeper worked or JobKeeper top up. And it's a different way that you need to process that in your payroll. So ordinary hours will not help you with, like, choosing ordinary hours will not help you in getting the JobKeeper allowance. For those of you that are my awesome clients that have us do all your bookkeeping and payroll, don't worry, Miss Rosalie is all over this like a little fat kid in a lolly shop. But yeah, for those employers that are doing their payroll, please reach out to us if we're applying for JobKeeper, because there is a new step that you need to do in your payroll records. So yeah, so that's that. So now I'm going to put my employer hat on, right? And the employer hat is going to say, well, hang on a second, Jules, you're telling me that I have to top up these 3 employees to more than what they're already working, and my business isn't bringing in much cash. So what's in it for me? I can't possibly afford this, and I can't possibly get through it. And this is one of the biggest problems with how they've implemented JobKeeper. So I'm just going to look at how the cash flow would work. This is for employers. So all the red numbers is money going out, all the black numbers is money coming in. So if I'm a JobKeeper, if I'm applying for JobKeeper for my employees, you can see that every fortnight I've got money going out, and there's potentially, and I've done this as worst case scenario, there's potentially 3 fortnights that you will need to pay as an employer the higher gross wage, and I've in for purposes I haven't included the tax component, right? So this is worst case scenario, but I'm trying to simplify it. So there may be 3 fortnights that you will need to pay before you get your first JobKeeper payment. And if we continue this all the way along until October, which will be when you get your last JobKeeper payment, it's just occurred to me that one is actually by 3, because this one here is a 3 fortnight period. So then the cumulative cash outflow for your business will be just the 480 times the 26 weeks, right? So so that is your $4,000 is your overall cash flow that you would be out of pocket. Now, if you did not pay your employees correctly and you did not pay them their top up, you will not be entitled to the JobKeeper. So in this instance, I've just paid just the normal wage without the top up, right? So what would happen is you would be paying all the wages, and you can see there's no JobKeeper coming in, and then your business would be out of pocket by $72,000, right? So even though it's an upfront problem for you in terms of cash flow, you do need to be able to find that additional 3 fortnights of additional pay for the JobKeeper top up. You are significantly further ahead, and of course this analysis here is only for demonstration purposes, and it is general advice. If you want for us to do a detailed cash flow for you, more than happy to do it, but please come and book online using our book now button. So hopefully that's answered your question to whether or not the JobKeeper payments need to be paid up front. The short answer is yes. The employer must pay the 2 fortnight, if they're an eligible employer, they must pay the JobKeeper up front for you to be able to get the cash from the ATO. If they don't, you miss out. So both the employee misses out and the business owner. For the employer, the problem is finding that available cash flow, and that's just where we're at. So that portion for all of the employers out there that are looking at how to do this, please come get specific advice so that we can explain to you how much you're going to be out of pocket, so that we can use this JobKeeper template for you and get a bit of a cash flow happening so that you can see the impact to your business. Of course, this example is for business owners that have been set up as with employees. And it doesn't take into account the additional JobKeeper rebate if you are a business owner that isn't registered as an employee, so sole traders and partners. So this impact could actually be a lot more beneficial to you. So come and book some specific advice. Click on that book now button, and we can help you out that way. But this is just an example. It's purely example only, but hopefully it helps you. Any questions or queries, more than happy to answer them in the comments below. So thank you so much for joining me, everybody. Have yourself an awesome day. And massive calculator hugs. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye. Come on, and somehow I can't end the video.